Hello, viewers, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And we are taking a look on what is happening in South Africa. Jacob Zuma's party has been defeated in KwaZulu-Natal, and this is something else. IFP member managed to become the premier of KwaZulu-Natal, and this has caused a lot of problems because it seems as if they have ignored the threats which were made by Julius Malema. That is, if they had to go to elect another premier, it was going to be chaos. But it seems as if MK party has been defeated in KZN. So what is happening is that three parties united against Jacob Zuma's party in KZN, and they won. And on the national elections, DA and ANC signed an agreement to enter into a government of national unity, or a coalition government. And this is what is happening. They voted together in the for the Speaker of Parliament. They voted together for the Speaker of Parliament, and also they are in progress of voting for the Deputy Speaker of Parliament. We will see who is going to emerge victorious for the Deputy Speaker, but the ANC member was voted in for the Speaker of Parliament, and the Deputy Speaker of Parliament is coming from the DA, and it seems as if the ANC is going to vote together for that seat. So what happened in Parliament is that the EFF had viewed a candidate. They placed their own candidate, but she was defeated with she got around 49 votes, and the ANC got around 280 votes. Or the other people, the ANC and the DA, they voted together and got around 280 votes, and that was quite a big number of votes there. So let us take a look on what is happening. Team Jacob Zuma, or Team MK, they have threatened to actually redress this situation, and Jacob Zuma is going to address the nation on 16th of June. That is, I think, on Sunday. That is when Jacob Zuma is going to address the nation of South Africa. And this is going to be an interesting moment because right now, Professor Moya is saying that the leader of the majority and fastest growing political party in Africa will have to shed light for the way forward. And they continue to claim that they were robbed of their votes. And they have promised fireworks, they've promised to deal with the situation, and it seems as if they want to use the force to deal with this issue. They are accusing Chief Justice Zondo to have amended the rules in private to allow Parliament to proceed illegally without the minimum quorum of 350 members, and they are saying that this is unprecedented. So when they said we are not going to Parliament, they wanted Parliament not to convene, but right now they are accusing Justice Zondo for amending the rules, and they are saying that they are waiting for the directives of Jacob Zuma so that they set the things straight. We do not know the next step of Jacob Zuma and the MK, but at this point in time, I believe that Jacob Zuma needs to go to Parliament and his team so that they fight from there. But even if they had gone to Parliament, they do not have numbers. Together with Julius Malema, they don't have enough numbers. They were going to lose either. So this is what is happening at this point in time, and it seems as if things are not well in South Africa. MK is actually refusing to accept defeat because they are saying they were rigged, and it depends with what is going to come out of the courts. The courts are going to determine and decide. But remember, South Africa has moved forward. It seems as if they've ignored everything, and the court applications which were made, I do not think that they are going to have any impact or any effect, because governments have been constituted in the provincial legislatures as well as the national legislature. They are now left to elect the president. I think tonight the president is going to be elected, and given that ANC and DA, they have united together with the IFP, they are going to have the majority. They already have the majority, and it's most likely that Ramaphosa is going to win, and we will see who is going to be appointed the deputy president by Cyril Ramaphosa. What is at stake right now is to understand that if the vice president of the ANC is removed from the vice presidency and another person is elected there or is put there as a vice president, the vice president of the ANC will remain in parliament, will remain a member of parliament, and it depends with Cyril Ramaphosa. There is a great possibility that after all this, is also going to be chased from parliament, is going to be forced to step aside, which means you have to leave parliament. And this is what is happening, because remember, he's been accused of corruption. So many issues around allegations of corruption have arisen, and we've seen another ally, who was the Minister of Sports. He was relieved of his duties and was forced to step aside. So it seems as if it is going to be a long journey. Soon after this whole process, the ANC, we have to reconfigure, we have to start fighting again. And at this point in time, they do not have the numbers. Without, if the MK and the EFF, without a vote from the ANC, they do not have numbers. So they will need to convince other MPs to unite, to fight together against Ramaphosa, to relaunch the Pala scandal back to parliament. But now, given that they've lost the speaker position as the MK and the EFF, there is nothing they're going to do, because the speaker controls everything. It depends whether the speaker will allow it to come back or not. So I think at this point in time, they've been neutralized and they need to reconfigure and fight. But the only way is to fight from the benches of the ANC. If the vice president of the ANC, Paul Mashatile, manages to convince other members to fight Cyril Ramaphosa internally and deal with Cyril Ramaphosa, what it means is if they manage to fire Cyril Ramaphosa from the presidency, then what will happen is that automatically he will then cease to be a member of parliament and they will force him to resign. So that is what is happening, and that is very important, because if he doesn't resign, they will also have an option of impeachment because they would have numbers. So we need to take these things seriously and understand what is really happening. Jacob Zuma cannot be underrated, but it depends with the strategy he needs to deploy at this point in time, because he does have options. Option number one is for Jacob Zuma to continue build the MK party, win the council by-elections which are coming, and consolidate his ground. That is another point of Jacob Zuma. Remember, Jacob Zuma didn't have time to put his things in place. He didn't have time to put all the structures in place across the country. He didn't have enough time to build the party, the MK, which means at this point in time, the ANC is being inherited by the DA, which gives the MK a great opportunity to rebuild from zero and to fight for 2029 elections. There is a great possibility. That is option number one. Option number two is for Jacob Zuma to register his displeasure regarding the allegations of vote rigging. If they can prove beyond reasonable doubts, then they can launch massive protests, and those massive protests will force the courts to look into their matter of vote rigging. And remember that 11 million people didn't vote. There is a great possibility that if they are to launch massive protests, their concerns will be heard. And it depends with their support from the military as well as from the defense forces. It seems as if Jacob Zuma is well respected in those areas, and there is a great possibility that if they are to launch massive protests, they will change the status quo. So one way or the other, Cyril Ramaphosa will go and will leave power. But it depends on what is going to happen within the ANC and what is going to happen with the DA. I know that some time from now, you are going to see conflicts arising, and those conflicts are going to cause the break away from the ANC. And once that happens, Cyril Ramaphosa is going to be left alone, because the DA will not relax. They will continue to push their policies, which are believed not to be pro-black. And once they manage to push those policies, then there will be massive resistance. So this is it. This is what is happening. Jacob Zuma was defeated in KwaZulu-Natal. The MK has been defeated, and they lost the premiership. The premier is now the IFP candidate won the premiership there, which means Jacob Zuma's party is continuing without without any leadership role in any province. The same happens to the EFF. It seems as if they've lost, they are out, because the ANC is going to consolidate with IFP and DA to make sure that they sweep across each and every province and each and every metro. So it depends with what is going to happen right there, because the EFF and the MK, they have an opportunity to critically oppose whatever which is going to happen. But will this fix the economy, or this will cause lots of troubles? We have to see. We have to see, because privatization is going to be on the top of the list, and there is no land distribution which is going to come, and that's going to anger a lot of black South Africans. I believe that pro-white policies are going to be spearheaded more, and that is going to cause a lot of disturbance in the nation South Africa. So we wait to see. But as for Zimbabwe, Cyril Ramaphosa is under pressure from the DA. The chances that you continue to fight for Emmerson Mnangagwa are too slim now, that the DA is coming to overwhelm Cyril Ramaphosa there. So it depends who is going to get the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who is going to get the Ministry of Home Affairs, and who is going to be the Immigration Minister. Those are going to be very, very important issues at this point in time. So we'll wait to see who is going to emerge victorious, wait to see who is going to win. But at this point in time, Jacob Zuma has been defeated. So we are going to cross over shortly to see what is happening at the parliament, to see if the presidential elections are now underway, so that we come to update you about that election. Everybody is waiting for that election, and we have to come and update you. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your support, and I love you all. Keep on subscribing, commenting, and sharing. Let us meet in other episodes as well as other